Welcome to the Bringing the Human Back to Human Resources podcast, the podcast all about the delicate balance between people and business, and quite literally reconnecting the two. My name is Tracy Rubin, and I've spent nearly my entire professional career in HR. Join me as I share stories, opinions, and words of advice with you each week. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Thank you for being here this week. Hopefully this audio quality sounds a little bit better than weeks past. I did update and upgrade my microphone. It's been a whole drama for the last couple of months, but hopefully I am in a better place now with the audio. Thanks for bearing with me. I can't believe that it is already the end of 2021, and that means that this is the first full year of the podcast. Naturally, it started in 2020, but this is the first full and complete year trip around the world with the podcast. So thank you for being here. If you haven't done so yet, follow me on Instagram at HRTracy. I think it'll be especially helpful when we want to stay in touch, especially as we kind of close out this new year. I've joined TikTok again, which I only joined because Beyonce joined. So I was like, well, I can't miss that content. And I've started posting on Reels. So I think it's a great way, hopefully, for you to get some additional content week to week between the episodes. And actually, I have some really exciting guests coming up in 2022. So I'm going to keep this episode short and really talk about all the things that you can expect for this coming year from the podcast and a quick reflection on the year. So why don't we do the quick reflection first? When I think back on this year, first of all, I have no idea where it went. I have no idea how we even got to where we are today. But I just, I feel really proud of myself. I just feel super grateful for this network of people that I've gotten to meet thanks to the podcast and the content that I've been able to put out there for all of you and hearing your feedback. I mean, it's all just been so moving for me, so humbling and so rewarding. So thank you. That is my reflection on the year. I really have no other words. I don't know what else to say other than feeling an immense amount of gratitude for all of you, for my family, for my friends. So it's nice. I mean, am I exhausted? Yes. Am I ready for another vacation? Yes. But in general, I'm so grateful for everything that 2021 has given me and hopefully you, because if you're listening to this podcast, I hope that I've given you something this year. Looking ahead, I have, like I said, some really amazing guests that are lined up for 2022, but I also am hoping to bring this podcast really closer to what I believe it can be. And I really am going to be so focused on growing the podcast, reaching more people, and hopefully giving you even more content beyond the scope of the podcast. I've gotten a lot of feedback from you over the course of this year plus months, and it's been so helpful to see the potential that's out there for me to not only continue to support your journeys as you enter HR or while you're in HR, but also for myself. I talked about imposter syndrome in one of the early episodes of the podcast. And when I think about that episode versus where I am today, it's a lot easier to almost like look back on everything and look ahead at the same time and say, wow, I totally can do this and I'm doing this. So we can keep doing and keep growing and keep building. So in general, I mean, I am hopefully manifesting this, that 2022 is going to be the best year yet for the podcast, even though there aren't many years to compare it to. Still, it's going to be the best year yet. I'm putting it out there. I want to have amazing guests. I want to reach more people, and I want to be able to give you content that is specific, but also general and kind of take what I did this year and give you some broad strokes mixed with some more of the minutia, more of the details, because every episode I almost tried to give you like bigger picture topics. And then I tried to give you more specific to certain states or countries or topics or employment laws, whatever it is. And I think that I want to do that, but in potentially a more strategic way. So I'm putting it out there, manifesting it. If you have any feedback, any tips, any advice, let me know. But like I said, I'm going to keep this episode short and sweet. I want to remind you that you can follow me on Instagram at HRTracy. That's HRTRACI. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, which I also hope to record more videos. You guys know, anytime I have a guest, there's always going to be a video component. When I record myself, I am not always on video, but I have been making these reels and TikToks, so don't miss out on those because I'm putting myself out there. This is totally outside of my comfort zone, and I would appreciate if you interacted with those forms of content because it definitely makes me feel a little bit more in line with what I guess I should be doing. It's validating. Let's say it's validating. So I'm going to leave you with maybe let's say some sage advice, words of wisdom as we close out this year. And the first thing is take time off. I am actually currently recovering from some symptoms related to the booster, which is okay, totally normal. But I realized wow, even if I didn't have the booster, I probably really needed this rest, and I have not given that to myself. So that is something that I have learned even in just the last week, that I need to actively take time off when I can, or at least unplug. I feel like I'm just constantly on my devices every day. So, if you can unplug, step away, read a good book. I've been doing that. You know, I love to read. That is a great way to step away, but do something day to day, week to week, month to month. Don't let it all boil up like your girl here. Don't do what I'm doing in terms of not taking time off. And then the second piece of advice as we close out this year is for you to go after what you want. Honestly, let me backtrack. If I didn't finally purchase a microphone and say, okay, I'm going to do this podcast and, I'm going to make it happen. If I didn't just do it, I wouldn't be recording. I wouldn't be speaking with you today. So just if there's something that you've been dying to do, something that you've always wanted to do, that you have your heart set on, just do it. It's going to be worth your time. And you're going to feel amazing for it. And even if you just try it and it goes nowhere, that was for me, when I was recording the podcast or starting the podcast, I was what if it goes nowhere? And then I realized, well, at least I tried it. Who cares if it doesn't go anywhere? At least I tried it. So with that, I bid 2021 adieu. And to all of you listening week after week, or maybe you just started listening, thank you so, so much for being here. I can't wait for you to see what 2022 has in store. I think you are going to love it. And if there's anything that you want to hear, any questions that you have, you can always reach out to me on Instagram. You can connect with me over email, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever. I have all the links in my link tree. You can go to my website. There's so many ways that you can get in touch with me. So I highly encourage you do so. And I wish you an absolutely fabulous new year. Have the best of days and nights. And I will see you in 2022.